Okay, so just to recap, you guys got back from your from your journey, and you had already gotten a long rest in the dungeon, so you're good that way. You spent most of the day shopping, and by about midday or so, you were called up to the government building in the town, called the Tower of Magnus. There you met 3 very important people, one of them which you knew already, one of them which you met briefly, and one that was entirely new. That was the magistrate. You guys discussed the coming threat of the goblins and some alternative going-ons that may also be threats that you may have to deal with later. The magistrate and Captain Blucher decided to send you and 10 soldiers, including 2 demolition experts, to blow up a bridge, or salvage it and secure the fortress there if possible. But one way or another, you were tasked with denying the goblins the crossing at Morlandford. So, you're just leaving that meeting now with your new orders. You have about half an hour or an hour before the horses are shod and ready to go. Is there anything else you'd like to do in town?
I mean, we've gotten all kitted up and supplied, right? We all have health potions and that jazz.
You tell me. Check your inventories.
I know I have a couple. I had them. Wait, where'd they go? Yeah, I got 4, so I think I'm good on that.
Okay.
Beck has 2. Riley has none.
Okay. There are some traders here if you like. Down yonder. Here and here. I think here was the apothecary, actually, the yellow tent.
Oh, yeah. I want to go there.
Okay.
Whoa. Riley to the apothecary.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, you walk up, you see the same short halfling man there, stirring his pot, brewing a fresh batch by the looks of it. And what do you say to him?
Do you have any healing potions?
Aye, laddie. Yes, we got a fresh batch, just brewing. It should be ready any time. But if you can't wait, I have a few of last week's stock still here. It'd be 50 gold pieces apiece.
Discount
50 gold pieces apiece. Would there be any problem with a week-old healing potion?
No, they work just fine. I just decided to make a fresh batch. Well, on account of the siege and all. Well, it's not a siege yet, but you know, there's a need of it. I figure I'd get ahead of my stock.
Absolutely. Well, I'm looking for probably 3 healing potions. Can you do any better than 150 gold?
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, where is the...
Well, I suppose you're them fellas that went down to the Red Blood Keep, ain't yous? I suppose for yous I can do 110. How's that work?
110 for 3 healing potions. That sounds like a deal to me. I'll take them.
All right.
Drive a hard bargain.
Well, I can't give you one for free. I had to charge you something. If word got out, I'd be run amok In no time. The guild would have my skin.
Fair enough, I suppose.
And you got everything you want from Reinagers?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Have we equipped all the stuff we got? I equipped my mantle of the nature's mantle thing.
Good.
I did do that. I believe it's equipped. It's got a check mark again next to it.
Okay. Yep. I can double check for you, but it should be. Because what does that do again? Remind me.
That's what I'm looking up. It gives me like advantage basically all the time, I believe, because I can like hide.
No, it lets you use your bonus action to hide.
Yeah.
But what's the other what's the fine print on that?
Show attributes list. Nope.
And I believe Riley got the braces of archery, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I think are.
Yeah, it just says while you're in the area that is lightly obscured, you can hide as a bonus action, even if you're being directly observed.
Even if you're
But then
being
I get-
directly observed. Okay.
And then I do
Oh,
believe I get advantage
guide
when I
twice.
come up,
Sorry.
I believe.
Go to free for me. Yep. Enter. Yep. And then that should be everything. Sorry, just got a new cable package set up today. Sorry. Go on. Repeat that last bit, please.
Because when I'm obscured as my bonus action, when I come, my next attack is with advantage, no?
Correct. Yes, it would be.
Yeah.
Yep. That's how rogues get their sneak attack. So yeah. Okay. And did Harbeck get anything? I can't remember.
I don't think so.
Nothing.
Check
Yeah,
my
didn't you get the
notes.
stick? You got the
Harbeck
stick thing that
received a
unbreakable.
note from Gunther and
Oh,
buys stuff.
No, he got the immovable rod.
Yes.
Right. Yep.
And that is.
You remember how it
Go.
works?
Yes.
It makes any room blockable.
Yeah, that's one thing it can do. It basically, he explained the magic in it. Basically, the two ends of it are are portals to separate planes of existence. When you power it up, it opens those portals, and then the rod, because it's in between the two planes of existence, sticks solid wherever it is. You can do a chin up off of it. It is literally unmovable until you press the button. Because yeah, you guys didn't get any of the specialty potions, the smokeless bottle or the bottle breath. Okay.
No.
Cool. All right. Well, whenever you're ready, if that's all you'd like to do, then head on over to the stables down here.
On the outside of town?
Yep. On the south side of town. Yep.
Are you ready, Thuri?
I be ready. We'll be casting off now.
All right.
This is probably the quicker way. I'll go your way.
I'm not sure if the walls will let you.
No matter.
It's like Pac-Man.
Okay, so
I guess we gotta go to these things.
as you approach the stables, you see 3 or 4 well-armed and armored soldiers kind of milling around. Like, imagine that this map extends a little bit farther down to the south. Move the stream a bit. And you see 2 in particular. They're working on saddling and shot, and one horse is getting reshod, and they're clearly giving them a lot of water to drink, getting them lots of fucking heavy feed. They're getting ready for a hard ride, because that's what's got to happen here. And then in the back you see a couple of you see a pony and a donkey, and a set of dwarves. Give me a perception check. Harbeck, in particular.
Mm. Hang on. Oh, it rolled as Riley. But that was Harbeck's character
That's
sheet.
so weird that it does that, because it does mine automatically on my account with Libby. Well, someday we'll figure that out. Odd. Anywho, so you notice the clan markings on their arms. They are in fact from the Grey Mountains, from Carrick Norn, your clan. It's very low DC. Your people are known for their capability with explosives and that sort of thing. You surmise these guys are either exiles or outcasts like you, or perhaps they're simply subcontracting, working for the Empire. The dwarves and the Empire have worked closely together for some time.
When you do those rolls that automatically switch, do your character sheets popped out, or are they in the same window?
They are popped out.
Oh, okay then. Then I don't know.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm not sure either. Because mine, it would always just say underneath. I'll fart around with it. I'll figure it out at some point. I always forget until game day. Okay. So you walk up. All right. One of the soldiers turns and he looks at you, and the one human soldier notices the troop of you, and he kind of like, you can see he's like checking his mental notes. He's like, okay, yeah, these must be the guys. And you guys don't have a group name yet, do we?
no.
We do not.
Mm. Well. So. You must be Gunther's men.
Alright.
If one job can, if we can call ourselves Gunther's men after one job, then I suppose we are.
No. We are all men of the Empire, and this is the first time doing a job like this. We got the orders about half an hour ago, so you're gonna have to bear with us. Much as we'd like to stay behind the safety of the walls, duty calls, as they say.
How many do we have that will be traveling to Moorlandford?
There's 8 of us, and then the 2 of them, and he points towards the dwarves. And you see them now, they're picking up and packing large crates on the mule and the donkey. They have an extra 2. They have 2 mounts for themselves, ponies, and then they have two mules, and they're packing crates of what you assume to be explosives. Sounds like we got a long day's ride. We best be heading off. Those 2 horses are almost ready. Those are yours. I was told that you could supply your own transportation. And he looks at oh, jeez. Sorry. And he looks at Thury with kind of a side eye, because make an insight check, actually, please, Thury.
Insight.
Wow. Okay. you instinctually know that these guys have never seen an elf before. Never mind a druid. So they may be slow to trust you, in particular. Most magic is forbidden in the Empire. Riley would know that. Not strictly forbidden, but it's not highly encouraged. Let's put it that way.
I mean, I'd rather not provide my own ride if I'm working for the Empire after all. I don't work for free.
And a wood elf that cares about money. Now I've seen everything.
You don't live as long as I have if you don't know when to get paid.
And how long is that? If you don't mind me asking.
Long enough.
I suppose your experience will be
Longer.
useful.
I've seen many things in my travels and through my years.
Well,
Many that you can't even fathom.
well, we are just I don't want to say a backwater garrison, but we've seen some shit too. And not usually the good kind. Anyways, let's be off. And he seems to be the ranking officer. Soldier background. Harbeck. Give me another perception check.
I clicked the wrong one. How do I not roll? Like that. Oh, no, it rolled. It was a performance check.
Performance. Is your modifier the same?
No.
What's your modifier?
1 for performance, 2 for perception.
God. Yeah. No, you have no idea. You have no idea what rank he is.
Alright.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, just getting used to the new page system here. There it is. All right. So, you guys saddle up and off we are. Zooming things in here. Okay, that blue X is where Rotfort, or the town standing in for Rotfort, is the one with the where the Witch Hunter went to. For a recap, Moorlandfort is where we're heading. It's about a midday, and it's a good day's ride. So you're only going to be able to get about halfway there. Probably right there. Is about as far as you get riding hard. So if one of you can give me a check for weather.
How do we do that?
Just give me a roll. Roll me a
Survival?
Yeah, you know what? Roll me a survival check.
I do good. 14.
14? Okay. Yeah, there's some clouds. It's windy. It's, you're not riding into the wind per se. It's kind of a crosswind. It doesn't slow you down really at all. You make decent enough time. You make it about, like I said, to that glen of trees right there, which is actually no, there isn't. Yeah, you come to that neck of trees, and actually, John specifically, give me another survival check. This is for your Outlander background feat, because it's starting to get dark. You guys are looking for a place to camp at this point. Wow.
Right back.
You guys really should save some of these rolls for later. You really should. They might come in handy. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I knew how.
Yeah. So this is very close to your land. You have been here before. You know exactly where to find a hunter's cabin. Right in that glen of trees. How would you like to communicate that to the others?
How far apart are we?
You're all riding together. Yeah, who's taking point? Who took point?
I mean, I can, I guess, if I've been in these lands.
If you're familiar,
Yeah, if
may
I'm
have had
familiar
some
with the areas.
confidence.
Okay. Yeah. Be you and the
All
ranking soldier are handy there. And you sent and Faldron's trotting alongside too. Okay. Yep. So how would you like to communicate? Because again, these soldiers have been told to follow you and listen to you, but they're not necessarily loyal to you yet. You're gonna have to, now that they're away from, the chain of command, you may have some convincing to do here.
I will, if I'm taking point, I'm going to slow to a trot rather than like a proper gallop. And I'm hoping that they'll all kind of slow down with me.
Okay.
And then from there, be able to communicate. I'm assuming we haven't seen anything out of the ordinary or that would necessarily raise suspicion. We're still quite a ways away from the last known goblin situation.
Mm-hmm.
And so slowing down is probably not necessarily a risk. I would
Okay.
think.
Okay.
And then once I'm assuming everyone's stopped, I would indicate that there's a place for us to show up for the night just beyond the next ridge, through the trees. If you're ready to trust me, then I'm willing to show you the way. No lights necessary. Faldron will lead the way.
If you say so, Druid.
I mean, you're welcome to sit out here in the open all night, if that makes you feel any better.
I'd rather not. Alright, take us to this cabin. We'll follow you.
In that case, Faldron lead the way. And then Faldron's good eyesight in the dark allows them to kind of like meander through the trees to the cabin without necessarily drawing it.
Does Faldron have dark vision?
I mean, he's a wolf. I would hope so.
I don't actually know if wolves do. Let's take a look. Does not appear so. Does not appear so, actually. But he would know the smell. He would know the smell of you and yours. He could follow the smell easy enough. Keen hearing and smell. Wolf has advantage on wisdom checks that rely on hearing or smell. Yeah, give me a perception check as Faldron to find the cabin. With advantage. It should roll twice. It should roll twice automatically.
Public roll.
Yep, please. 13. Yeah, that's good. Like I said, you've been around this area before, so. All right, you you roll up, and sure enough, hidden behind a glen of of trees tucked in against the side of a rock, of a large one, you do find a crude druidic cabin.
A little hole in the ground, but that's all we need.
Basically, looks like it has 4 walls and a roof, and a door. It's more or less all that you would need at the moment.
I mean, so is there? I mean, I guess there's no harm in doing a long rest, even though we didn't necessarily use up any
of your resources. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
I
all
don't know if
it's all part and parcel. It's all part
Yeah.
and parcel, yeah. But it's good to know we can actually mark this as a possible resting location. Let's see here. Draw freehand. What's a good color that would represent rest? Green? Green. So we're gonna do
It works with elves
We're
and
gonna do a
druids
green-
too.
a green
Little
circle. A little house?
A little
Actually,
roof on it.
that's a better
A
idea.
little,
Yeah.
little roof on it.
My terrible. There we
Oh
go.
yeah.
We got it. Okay, there. We got our little druid cabin here. All right. So you guys tie up your horses for the night, I'm assuming, and the night is yours. What would you like to do?
Well, I think we need to do two things. I think we need to prep all of our equipment, double check everything, and then more importantly, actually come up with a plan in terms of what it is we want to do when we get there. So
Okay.
it's like another, what, 8 hours of riding or so?
Yeah, roughly. Yeah. Yeah, about
Okay.
there. Yeah. Yeah, because you rode from around 1 o'clock to roughly 9 o'clock. It's midnight stag, so it's still getting dark fairly late. But yeah, 9 o'clock ish is when you guys found the cabin. The horses are pretty tired. The horses definitely need some tending to, perhaps. You know, if you could potentially, I don't know what you have prepped for spells, but you could use some of your spells for the horses so that they are able to sustain the second day of heavy riding. Just an idea.
I mean, most of my spells don't do much other than cure wounds.
Okay. All right.
Oh, my elf has dark vision. Look at that.
You have dark vision?
Mhm.
Yeah, I think most elves do. Canonically, it's because of you're used to the huge trees of your homeland and the shade that they cast.
Provides.
Right? Make sense?
Yes. Are there animals in and around the area?
I don't know. You could roll me a survival check and go to find out.
I mean, friendly animals, not.
Not for hunting. What are you planning on eating?
Well, I'm assuming they brought food.
Well, they bought rations. Rations aren't
I'll
great.
I'll leave that to the dwarf. No, so I have this speech of the woods ability thing.
Okay.
It says that beasts can understand your speech, and you gain the ability to decipher their noises and motions. Most beasts lack the intelligence to convey or understand sophisticated concepts, but a friendly beast could relay what it has seen or heard in the recent past. This ability doesn't grant you friendship with beasts, though you can combine this ability with gifts to curry favors with them as you would with any non-player character. And I'm curious if I can find, like, a deer or something that I can send ahead for it to look for goblins up
You could-
in Morlandford?
You could send Quirion. You can only communicate with her 100 meters away, so you may have a hard time finding her again. But you could always resummon her at some point.
How do I resummon her?
You use one of your wild shapes.
Isn't wild shapes what I turn into?
Yep.
I'm confused.
What do you mean? So your ability that gives you a familiar, you can use one of your wild shape charges. So instead of getting a wild
I
shape,
see.
you can instead summon Quirion.
I see. And I don't know. What do you think, Riley and Harbeck? Is there value in sending Quirion to scout ahead and see if we can rendezvous with her tomorrow during the day? I mean, I guess I could send her in the morning, although she doesn't fly any faster than we do.
Yeah,
From what I
but she
remember.
doesn't need to sleep either, because she is a Fey Fiend or Celestial, I believe.
Tiny beast, unaligned.
Yeah, it should be.
It's kind of like a spirit thing.
Yeah,
She's seven to-
if a familiar should be Celestial Fey Fiend, so they don't need to sleep. So you could send her, and then she could fly and scout ahead, and then meet you back about half-ish way.
Yeah. Thoughts?
If Quirion tells us that
I just think-
Morlandford's been breached and that we wouldn't be able to defeat them, we can redirect and go to the witch hunter directly.
Yeah, we'd
Find
probably
out what
need somebody
information he has and why he's holed up in Rotford. What held him there?
Yeah. We'd send the other members of the party back to warn Ubersreich and go from there. I think it's probably worthwhile doing. I think she can fly by and go basically unnoticed.
Yeah,
Okay.
Uberstrike isn't any safer if we die in battle.
Correct. And I don't think we necessarily need her now. We're pretty concealed. And yeah. I just don't want to run into this town tomorrow without any sort of information, you know?
Mm-hmm.
No, that's good.
Yes, I'm-
Yeah. So let's see. Okay, we'll sort that out in the morning. So as the proverbial sergeant and his men are eating their dinner and stuff, what are you? So you guys are discussing that just among yourselves or with them? It's a larger group. What are you guys doing exactly?
I'd be discussing with them. I think they have more information than us at this point, and they seem to have the plan as to what exactly we're doing with these carts full of weapons and explosives when
Okay.
we get to Morlandford.
So who are you talking to exactly? Are you talking to the soldier or are you talking to the dwarves?
I'd be talking to the soldier.
Okay.
Well, can't we just have a giant powwow? Everyone as a team? I think we can send Quirion without looping them in necessarily. But then I think then we get everyone together around the campfire and
So I just made this now. This is what the soldier looks like. Just for a reference, his name is you find out through your travels. His name is Liebhard Gebhard. Liebhard Gebhard.
Live hard, get hard. Get it.
Got it. Yep, get it, got it, good. Name generators, they're funny things sometimes. I didn't even catch that. Anyways, now I know how Matt feels. Anyways, so what exactly do you say to him?
What are you prepared to do when we reach Morlandfurt?
Yeah, what's your plan going into this?
Our
It's probably
plan,
better
our
ask
plan
him
is to,
questions.
our plan is to stop the goblins, one way or another. Well,
Easier said than done.
first we have to see what happened to the garrison here at Morlandfurt. We have to see. That's our first, our first order of business. After that, our orders are to secure the bridge or deny its crossing by any means necessary. And that's what them fellas are for. And he points towards the dwarves. They kind of give you a, like, they give you, Harbeck, in particular, a stink eye.
They really don't like our clan, do they?
Well, slightly meta. He can't really call it his clan anymore.
Oh, I meant our little clan of.
I see what you're saying. Oh, okay, sorry. I see what you're saying. Yep.
They don't
Well, they
like
don't
me
know you.
'cause I'm a
They don't
druid.
know
They don't
you.
like you because you're a dwarf.
So
Well,
from their perspective, they were just, getting ready to defend the city, and then all of a sudden they got orders that they are under the command of 4 people that they've never met before, and that their job is to go behind enemy lines and blow up a bridge. And
fair enough.
so, they're not, these are just regular guys trying to provide for their families. They're not, they're not your heroic types per se. They are everyday people.
Fair enough.
Dwarves familiar with using explosives like these?
One of them just kind of looks at you. Are you familiar with your axe and which end to hit with? Well, there's your answer. Slayer says it with a sneer. There's a venom just on the edge of his tongue. What's the matter? Cat got your tongue now? You were so talkative a minute ago.
Smart ass for one, a simple mind.
Simple mind. You wouldn't even know which wires to cut if your life depended on it.
My life would never depend on it.
Aye, because you'd be hiding in your trees like your kind always do while we deal with your messes.
We don't create messes. We clean up after yours.
Ha!
Besides, all you do is blow everything up before even asking any questions. Now,
That tunnel collapse had nothing to do with us.
I'm sure your brethren felt the same way before they got crushed by rocks. Now, can we move on to a plan to figure out exactly how we're not going to repeat that tomorrow?
Okay, apparently I'm too loud.
Fair enough.
Just a second, let me grab some water. Which one? Okay, I will be quieter. All right. And then at that point, Liebhard steps in. Enough. We have our orders. They have theirs. You have yours. He points towards the dwarves. We have to work together. There's no need of this. Right now. Afterwards, do whatever you want. But in the meantime, we have an objective. That is to secure this flank one way or another. Are you guys ready? Are you all ready to do what needs to be done? Because I am.
After a good night's sleep, I'll be ready.
I suppose. I suppose that is an order. He kind of looks around. He definitely gives the dwarves a thorough what the fuck was that kind of look. All right. So now, is that it for the night, or are you guys going to bed, or?
Well, I'd still like to figure out. I guess we won't know until we get there. But I think the plan should be that we'll meet up with Quirion. We'll see what it is that she saw. Assuming there's no, obvious sign of goblins, I think we probably want to send in. I don't know, do we want to break into a group or do we want to just all go in together?
I guess that depends on what the
Depends on the situation. Depends on what you find. Okay. All right. So that being said, you send Quirion off. Off she goes. And she's gonna go. She's gonna go give a little recon and see what she can find. In the meantime, y'all go to sleep. I'm assuming somebody locks or bars or uses the movable rod on the door, and everybody gets a long rest, gets all their resources back.
The immovable rod is the only thing that can secure the door. Then I will use the immovable rod.
Okay, there may be a lock or a timber or something else instead, but it's up to you. Now,
an old lock I don't trust as much as my sturdy new immovable rod.
I think you might as well try the new toy out.
Where is the staff in all of this? Did you leave it out with the horses, or did you bring it inside? The staff and the book, where are they?
I still don't trust them. I'd leave them outside.
I thought we had left them somewhere, but maybe we kept them with us.
Last session, Gunther told you to keep them close for now, until they can figure out what to do with either or, and to not let anybody know about them, in particular the book.
Right, but you said that I don't actually need to sleep, right? I go into
You need to meditate.
thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
You meditate. You can meditate for 4 hours and get the effects of a full night's rest.
Yeah.
So again, proximity-wise, closest. Who in particular is the staff closest to?
I'd probably say me.
Okay. Can I get you to roll a d20?
Just a d20?
Yep.
4.
During your meditation, you feel a strange presence, almost you are used to this. You do it every day. You are used to your Zen and your out of body experiences, but it almost feels like there's this third party, and there's like a push on the inside of your brain, almost like something trying to push its way in. And you have this urge deep in your belly to eat a handful of dirt. And with a 4, I'd say you did. You just after your meditation, you go on your hands and knees and you just start going
Odd.
ham.
On dirt.
On the dirt. Yeah.
Seems a little wild.
In the
Great to know what
meantime,
would have happened if I rolled a 20.
nothing would have happened. Okay, so you all wake up in the morning. The day is yours. How would you like to proceed? It's about dawn, so probably
I feel like-
7 o'clock, 7 o'clock.
I feel like we want to get a move on with the day.
I
Although I
don't
should
want to
probably-
waste.
I should probably eat something more than dirt.
Yeah. Thuri, or did you fall on your face last night? You're covered in dirt.
Can't really say. It seems like a blur. I was meditating, and at the end of it, I had an uncontrollable urge to feed on dirt. I don't know what I was looking for. I do not think I found it.
Strange.
I feel like these. Well, do I know what's happening?
No.
I just felt it was very odd. I just felt this pressure, almost as if something.
One of the soldiers is
Well-
just staring at you, listening to this. He's just like,
No, I'm talking to Arbeck.
he
and-
heard you. He heard you. He like picked up at like they fall like he picked up on Harbeck saying, "Oh, you fall on your face," and then he's just staring at you because you're like this cabin is fairly small, and even the outside of it is like standard campsite size. You have fucking 12 people here and a dog, so there's not a whole lot of privacy to be had at the moment unless you decide to sneak off into the woods. So he
I don't
heard
know,
you,
I-
and he's like looking at you, and he's just like, "Okay, interesting." And he doesn't say anything. He just stares at you.
Do I notice him?
Give me a perception check. What's your passive perception? Let's do that. What's your passive perception?
How do you? 6?
6? Really? That
I'm
seems-
I'm looking at in the list. It has a 6 next to it. In the skills list. Is it
Yeah,
that one
no,
I'm
it's
looking-
underneath. It's underneath there. Yeah, so your passive perception is a
Passive.
16. Yeah, so you definitely notice him.
Yeah.
So right underneath the skills. Yeah, you notice him.
Yeah.
Ooh, 16. That's good. Yeah, you notice him staring at you. Do you say anything to him?
Yeah, I turn to him and I say, "Mind your own business, lad.
Just like
This does not
and he
concern
just like
you."
ducks off, and he like goes to like saddle the horses and give them water and brush them, and just like this fucking crazy
It's
guy's
not
eating
concerning
dirt and telling me to mind my own business. So I'll mind good
Mind your own
good
goddamn
soldiers
business.
follow orders.
Or they're made to eat dirt.
If you'd like to eat something other than dirt, I have plenty of rations before we resume our journey.
Probably a good plan.
All right.
I don't.
Okay, so give me another survival check to see how your day went. Whoever's leading the party.
That would be me.
Thuri.
Woo! That's still a 9. It's a 9. It's not bad. You don't have guidance, do you? As a cantrip?
As a cantrip? Spells. Guidance. I do have guidance as a cantrip.
Give yourself some guidance then. If you want. It just requires your concentration and no other cost, so.
Sure. Can I do that?
Yeah. And you can.
Otherwise,
Yeah, you can
Maybe.
just roll a d4. All right.
or
That'll
look
do.
at that.
That'll do. Yeah. So you make good time as well. You get to about here, about halfway, by not quite noonish, probably 10 or 11 o'clock. And then,
Great.
so I'll get you to roll me overnight. I'll get you to roll me a perception check for Quirion, please. Thing is, she doesn't have dark vision. All right, we'll take the 21. Okay, that's good. So you meet up with Quirion about halfway, say roughly there, and she flies down to you and lands on your arm and says to you, "Goblins, many goblins. Not too many, but many.
Within the walls.
Yes. Two on top. Two on top.
Yeah.
Many outside."
Is it grouped?
Yes.
I'm trying to think of simple ways of doing this.
Yes. Grouped.
I wonder if flanking is an option then. It seems like we can't just stroll into the town then either way.
No.
Probably not the whole horde. We may still consider getting rid of the bridge. If this is just a scouting party that they may have sent ahead.
Yes. Scouts, yes. Fast, small, nimble. Bows. All carry bows.
Bows.
No big uns. No big uns. Just small ones.
Okay.
All ones with bows.
How does the terrain moving forward?
Trees.
Is there still woods? Is there still
Trees.
woods along the...
Trees, rocks, grass.
front of the gate? Like front of town? Or back towards the bridge?
No town. No town. Just stone. Just stone. Stone and stone. Stone for walking and stone for climbing.
But the goblins, are they within the town?
No town. No town. No town. Tents. Tents. Tents outside. Too many. Too many to fit.
Too many to fit.
Bodies.
I'm wondering...
Bodies hung. Bodies hung from walls. Heads.
I'm assuming
heads,
that's the other knights that they had sent ahead.
heads on pikes. Heads on pikes. Laughing, roasting, cooking meat, smell meat. Not sure what kind. Not sure. Smells like pork.
In that case, I would probably suggest that we try and stick within the trees for as long as possible. And then I'm tempted to suggest that if I can use a pass without trace, right? If we can get the
So,
bomb. Go ahead.
you're about 4-ish hours away, roughly. And by the way, this whole communication, that's just you and her. Like, to everybody else, you're just like, "Kai!" at a crow.
Nice.
So,
Class move.
yeah. So, again, Liebhard and the others are kind of just staring at you a little bit, and they're just kind of like again, haven't seen anything like this before. They're really
Zero.
yeah, they're a little bit perplexed. Okay, so with that perception roll, she doesn't have dark vision, so here's what we're gonna do. Alright. Yeah, and getting used to the new system. Work. Can you see anything new? No? Still getting
Nope.
used to this new UI. Okay. Well, it looks like I don't have a choice. There's a way to do it, but I'm not sure how exactly.
Is it normal? I just see a big black box.
Yeah, you should see more than that. It's the walls are blocking you. Okay. So should be able to see what she sees.
I can't see anything.
Can't see anything?
Oh.
Nothing?
Oh, okay, I can see now.
Okay. Taking this all in?
Yeah, okay. Now it's making sense to me.
So this is what Quirion saw and what she described to you.
And that's the bridge there you're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
In the back, right?
Yep.
Oh,
I think I counted 18 goblins.
it's a lot of goblins.
Keep in mind, so Harbeck, you in particular would know, most goblins go down after one hit.
Hmm. And, Third, did Quirion tell you anything about the goblins she saw?
Well, so I'm going to
Did
say
they look
that
strong and ready for battle?
I'm going to say that so first I signaled to Riley and Harbeck to move towards me. And then I shared, first off, everything Quirion told me with them. So we're looking at many little goblins all together. It's probably a scouting party of some sort that have made their way into the town, are behind the walls, and guarding both sides of the bridge. But that the other riders that were sent ahead of time are no longer voting present.
Sorry, there was no riders sent ahead. That's my bad. That's something that I had to retcon. There was a garrison stationed here that was lost contact with.
Oh. Well, people that we thought were there are no longer voting present.
And they may be hanging
From the
dead
wall.
from the wall.
Or roasting over an open fire. You're not sure.
They might smell like pork because they ate the other day.
Yeah. Long pork
Oh,
specifically.
If
So-
the goblins be small, they may be weak. The threat will be in their numbers.
Yeah, which we need to find a way to try and isolate them as much as possible.
So Harbeck, because of your heritage fighting goblins in the military, you know that they do in fact have dark vision as well. So you are all on even playing field, and your human compatriots are at a disadvantage. Significantly so.
So Riley and Libram.
Yep. And the rest of your men too.
Right, I guess we had another clan.
Yeah, you have 10 in total. You have the two demolition dwarves, the 2 demolition experts, and then you have 4 crossbowmen and 4 footmen.
Well, we need to get our bowmen stationed to provide support.
I wonder if would be a way to draw them out.
Draw them out in small groups. We do much better that way.
Preferably. I don't know if that's gonna work. They might just all get aggroed. But we can try. I think you're right in that we should have our archers stationed behind with members on flanking.
So where would you make your approach from? The road, from the east, from the west? The north isn't an option, but where would you be planning to make your approach from? And do you want to do any further scouting, any closer scouting before you embark?
Well,
I'd like to see where there's cover. I would think maybe to the west there would be more cover because of through the mountains.
yeah. Coming up from the left with the forest and the staying in the trees seems like the smartest move until
There's definitely busier terrain over there that might provide cover. If we go up from the east, then we're just in the open river valley.
We also have my pass without trace that we can try and use again to at least get into a position where we can ambush them.
Keep in mind, you can't make a stealth check if you're fully visible. Just so you're aware.
Right. We'd have to do it before we left the trees.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you leave the trees in front of a goblin that's looking forward, they're going to sound the alarm. Just so you know. This isn't Splinter Cell. Unless you make active countermeasures to get around that, you're going to have a hard time.
Well, I have my Nature's Mantle that should allow me to...
When you're lightly obscured. So that means when you're in the foliage or it's dark out.
Right.
Dark or twilight. Twilight for creatures with normal vision, and dark for creatures with dark vision. So you have a chance, maybe.
Because all I need to do is be obscured to start cast the pass without trace, and then everyone should be, right?
No.
Oh. This terrain thing is confusing.
Why can I not get this to work? Alright, there we go.
I mean, how long?
Yep. Hey, you don't see that. You get back there. You're blind anyways. I forgot to remove that condition. Sorry.
Up to 1 hour. I mean, I feel like just rolling in seems like a bad idea.
Yeah, I don't even know that our archers need much cover if we're able to lure them out one by one, or even 3 or 4 at a time.
How many do we have? The soldiers that we're with, are they also archers, or are they like
So
footmen?
so they're split between
3?
swordsmen, spearmen, and crossbowmen. So you got kind of an even
Yeah.
split.
So we'd have, let's say, 5 archers potentially between Riley, Hillary, and the 3
Yeah.
crossbowmen. Let's say.
Yeah, around there. Yeah.
Because Quirion also has the ability of flyby.
Yep.
The Raven doesn't provoke opportunity attacks when it flies out of an enemy's reach.
Well,
So
simple
that.
sight of a raven may not draw anyone out. She may need to provoke them.
Yeah. Keep in mind, reaction. So ranged weapons don't get reactions, only melee. However, anyone can pause and hold their action for a certain trigger. So, for example, an archer could hold its action, waiting for something to fly out in front of it and shoot at it. So that would be a way to not bypass, but one thing that could potentially go wrong with your familiar.
So, did we see anything on the walls? Theory seemed to say there was.
Yeah, so Quirion saw bodies hanging. She would have also seen the metal, the cannons. She would have seen the 2 cannons posted as well. She would have seen that. She said 2 up. There's two on the very top, and then she said many around. And she said that there was campfires and tents, and then the long bridge.
Many around. Campfires, tents.
Are these explosives throwable?
Yes. But if you're going to try something like that, you may not be able to blow the bridge.
Right. That's what I assumed.
There's enough to blow the bridge with a little bit extra, just in case.
Because I wonder if we can just use a little bit of the extra to like have Quirion fly over a campfire and drop it in there and just let them go boom. See how much damage we can do with that. That would probably get them scrambled just from the get-go.
It would certainly raise their attention. Absolutely.
It may not lure them where we want them to go. We'd like to draw them.
Yeah, the other thing I was thinking was, if I have my Nature's Mantle, if I can use it in the trees and like sneak out to get a shot off at the goblins that are on the towers. Right?
Yeah.
And I take them out one at a time. If I can find a place to like hide.
Yeah, so it would be a shot. It would definitely be a shot. They're about the outside curtain wall. I'm not sure if it's clear, but there's an outside curtain wall about 10 to 12 feet high, roughly. Enough that that 2 people couldn't boost themselves up to get it. And then the actual keep walls themselves are closer to 35, 40 feet high, battlements around the top. So anything that's up there would have the benefit of half cover, because you could only see their torso upwards, not even like they're basically half their chest and upwards, and and you would be shooting at disadvantage. Well, except for Thury, because he has sharpshooter now. Because so sharpshooters ignore disadvantage from low ground. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, so they would still have the effect of half cover, so I have a +2 to their AC, but it's possible.
Okay. Just forewarning, I do have to head out in like 10 minutes though.
Yeah.
Especially because I think Gina just tested positive for COVID.
Oh, for Fox Lake.
Which means I've been with her every day since last week.
Okay.
With COVID.
I might have it too.
Yeah.
Fun. I don't feel anything, but I know she was feeling pretty rough on Monday.
Yeah, it's this surge seems pretty bad.
I had like real COVID, like with a fever and everything, and Allie never got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All over the place.
I was the only one when I went through our house. I was the only one that didn't test positive, and I was the only one that was sick. I still lied to my boss, and anyways, it's whatever. It is what it is. Okay, so we'll leave that there. So fast forward. So you communicate as much of this as possible to the to Liebard, and he nods kind of gravely, like he knows that this is gonna be rough no matter what way they shake it. And he nods his head, and he says to you, "Stealth is not our forte, but perhaps that can work to your advantage. Perhaps we can wait for a signal of some sort and then create a distraction. I know I'm willing to die for the Empire. These men are too, as far as I'm aware. We could draw them away, create a bit of distance. Or if we could get into the keep somehow, if there was a way to get into the keep, then we would definitely have the advantage, because they'd be on the outside and we're on the inside. And if they only have 2 posted on the battlements, well,
they're not actually using the cannons though, right? They're just where the cannons are.
they have no idea how to. They have no idea how to.
Yeah. Okay. I think something along the lines of try and take out one of the archers on top with the Nature's Mantle sneak attack, while also causing a distraction to try and lure some of them out, if not all of them out. Basically try and hit them from multiple sides to get them confused. Right? Like I said, I think I counted 18 goblins, at least that were visible. Which, if we're 10 people, that's like 2 goblins each.
So the demolition experts, they seem capable enough, but they're gonna be fairly occupied. So yeah, you have 8 fighting troops with 2 half possibilities, and and then yourselves, so the 4 of you, which count for not quite double the regular man, but you've overcome some pretty hefty challenges already.
Yeah, I feel like if we can try and pick off the 2, like if Thury can pick off the 2 archers on top, and we can create a distraction enough to at least lure some of them out, then we're dividing up their forces. and we can kind of like, yeah. I mean, the nice thing of them, if we can get them to come out, then we have to get them to come through the door. And when they come through the door, they're basically in a kill box.
Yes, well, we can't expect it to be perfectly clean, but if we
No.
can take a few out and get things moving.
The more we can take out before they get even close to us, the better off we're going to be.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, so she could see. All right. Okay. All right. Sounds like you have a as decent of a plan as there could be. We can pick that up next session, which we've already talked somewhat about when we could have it. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what you guys are able to do here. Well, like I said, it's a lot of goblins.
We'll see. We'll see what happens when we start trying to pick them off.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing that's going to be the interesting part.
Two.
Is see how it all comes together.
Don't.
The thing is,
go ahead.
if they start surviving our attacks because we're not getting hits, it's like a lot of goblins to make an attack before we're back around.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah. If you've learned anything so far, I hope that it's that positioning is key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said, you
Well,
have
that's why I've been
you
trying to use
do
the trees and
somewhat.
stuff.
You do have the element of surprise to an extent. These goblins are, somewhat on alert. They're not, they're not expecting a counterattack quickly. They're expecting 2 or 3 days out to have a counterattack, but by then the horde will be here and they don't, you would see from Quirian's, again, from the 21, the observations, you would observe that they're kind of laissez-faire. Their patrols aren't super tight. They're not exactly on super duper high alert. Goblins are known, in particular to Harbeck, for their lack of discipline. Without a strict leadership hierarchy, they fall apart.
Right. But we have no sense of who's in charge as of right now.
Well, in the heat of battle, the leader may reveal himself.
Do that.
Potentially, yeah. Yeah. Here, what else? Again, study the map. This is one I made from scratch, so everything that's there is there for a reason. There is no placeholder in this entire thing, so take a good look at it, see what you see. If you see anything on it, just mull it over a little bit. And like I said, we can book another session and we can carry this on then. Which, to be honest, need a full session for this combat period.
Yeah.
One way or another, however you want to do it. If you want to, don't ignore the passage of time.
Mm-hmm.
You could, again, you guys would be on even footing with the goblins. Your companions would not be, but you could wait till dark as well. They would suffer the same disadvantages as you, but you'd still be on an even playing field. And as always, the defender has advantage in the daylight, and the attacker has advantage at night, right? Element of surprise is not to be underestimated.
So, explain to me how the interaction works between the Nature's Mantle,
Okay.
like stealth, and
Okay.
dark vision.
So, dark vision. So, dark vision is basically without a source of light, anything that is under the effect of dark vision is looking at everything through, like, to me and you it would be pitch black, but to them it'd be grayscale. So you could see some things, but it would be counted as lightly obscured. So if it was dark out, anywhere that there isn't a source of light, like a torch hanging on the wall, a campfire, anything like that, regardless of their dark vision, you would be considered lightly obscured. So you would be able to use your ability then.
Okay.
They would see you squint at you, and then you would have a second to react, to hide. And if you're successful, if your stealth roll is higher than their passive perception, you are hidden.
Okay. Because there could be some cool interactions with using that excess explosive and waiting until night and then sneaking into a, like,
I would say you'd have to do a persuasion check to try and get anything from the dwarves, which right now none of you are having a great interaction and don't have a great relationship right now, so the DC would be fairly high. They want to do their job. That's what they're hired and there to do, right? The question is, how exactly? That's the tricky part.
Right.
Right. They would need time to plant their explosives. They would need a distraction. They would either need to get across. It's hard to say. They might be able to do it on this side of the river, but it would probably be easier for them to go to the other side of the river and then work their way back, if you could get them there.
Right.
These are all things
I
to
think in
consider.
general it's hard.
Mm-hmm. Decisions. No good ones. No good decisions. No way are you going to be able to do this without somebody taking some hits.
Right.
View this challenge as an endorsement of my confidence in you, because you have absolutely murked everything that I thought was level appropriate for you. So we're cranking
This
it
is
up
what
a
we're
notch.
Annihilator.
As long as you're smart about it, you'll be all right. But you guys have some very good plans.
John has some good plans. I was just like, yeah, sure.
I like thinking about things tactically. It's a good time.
That's good, and that's what I appreciate about you. But yeah, you can too. In daylight, you could hide in the trees. You could hide in the trees, and that would also count as lightly obscured
Right.
in the foliage in the trees. Again, very subjective, based on my whims, essentially. But yeah, you definitely have some options here. It's just the question of what do you want your approach to be? What do you think is going to yield the best results? The guys without dark vision, be very rough for them. Be very, very, very rough for them fighting in the areas with no light, because you just wouldn't be able to see, right?
Right. Right.
But also it's not necessarily pitch darkness, but things get quite confused when you're fighting in the dark, right? So I would definitely allow them to roll, but all their rolls would be at disadvantage. Anyone that doesn't have dark vision.
Well, I feel like if we can move people into position at night and then attack it dawn is probably the smartest thing to do. But they may not have. Like, no one will be at a disadvantage, but we can still use the dark to put key pieces in place.
Yeah, That's not a bad idea, for sure. You just have to be mindful of the patrols, and then keeping a bunch of humans up all night as well. Because nobody will be able to sleep in that circumstance. Just a thought.
No, it's the timing is going to be the important bit.
And to wait that long, their reinforcements may come. You don't know. You don't know how
Right.
far away they are at this point. That might be too long. Again, goblins prefer to move at night anyway, so the army may be marching this night. You don't know.
Right. But it's still daytime for us now.
It's still daytime. It's about 11 o'clock. You're about an hour and a half away, roughly.
It'll be about midday.
About midday, yep. Okay. Think it over. See what you come up with. And we'll schedule another session for hopefully next week sometime. I'm going to stop
Yeah.
recording.